A viewer writes, I have a broken teapot, belt, chair, and a loose countertop. What kind of glue should I use? In Pieces, Sudbury, Ontario. Well, Pieces, glue's come a long way since the Romans boiled down mistletoe juice and placed it on twigs to catch small birds. I didn't say that. One of the glue companies did. The reason, though, that glue's come such a long way is that a lot of the jobs that glue has to do are contradictions. Glue sticks to different things in different ways. Now, the word stick actually doesn't show up anywhere in glue research. Adhesion, cohesion, and mechanical bond do show up. Adhesion and cohesion are almost the same thing. They refer to a force between molecules. Adhesion is the attraction between two different substances, and cohesion is the attraction between the molecules of the same substance. The force is called the van der Waals force. It's named after the guy who thunk it up. The other main sticky phenomenon is the mechanical bond. This one's easy. A mechanical bond happens when something gets stuck in the cracks and crevices of a surface, and then it gets stuck there when it goes hard. Now, the act of gluing something together is going to use all of these forces in concert. The main physical property of most glues is that they're liquid when you apply them and then turn to a solid. Exactly what makes them go solid is the biggest difference between glues. This is the simplest glue. It's a mixture of flour and water. The mixture turns solid when the water evaporates. Unfortunately, the solid you get is still water soluble, so it falls apart if it gets wet again. Good variation on this one, though, is non-water soluble particles emulsified in water. When the water evaporates, the particles touch and bond. The final hardened substance, then, isn't water soluble. If you have trouble with the concept of non-water soluble particles emulsified in water, study your next glass of milk. It's non-water soluble fats that are emulsified in water. Milk will also get sticky if you let the water evaporate, but by then it smells real bad. The modern technological equivalent of flour and water glue are the plastic glues. These use various different substances dissolved in a solvent. When the solvent evaporates, a solid remains. A good mechanical bond can be had with these glues, and as a bonus, there are lots of plastic items that will melt a bit from the solvent, effectively making a plastic weld. These are the glues that go under the name of plastic rubber, plastic solder, plastic cement, and the like. And they mostly come in small metal tubes. Any glue that relies on the evaporation of one of its components will shrink as it cures. And that'll make it a poor gap filler. And that's most glues, with a few interesting exceptions. Epoxy glues usually come in two components. One's the epoxy resin itself. The other's a catalyst that causes the resin to set. Epoxies don't shrink much as they set, which makes them good gap fillers. They're impervious to heat and attacked by other substances too. If you haven't tried epoxy, you're missing out on a great all-purpose glue. The silicone glues rely on atmospheric moisture to set. These are famous for bathtub caulking and similar jobs. The fact that they stay springy when they're set leads to a lot of unique applications. The silicones are all the same, except for various additives. For instance, the bathtub caulk has a fungicide in it. If you use it on an aquarium, all the fish will die. Silicone glue has a strange cousin that also relies on moisture to cure. Cyanoacrylate, and comes in kid-proof things. There. This stuff is kind of mysterious and not like any other glue. Suffice to say, it works great on things it works on, and it's a disappointment on porous surfaces. And the last property of an adhesive that you have to worry about has to do with the kind of stress that it has to withstand once it's cured. One of the worst kinds of stress is exerted by large sheets of stuff glued onto other large sheets of stuff, your countertop, for instance. If the countertop starts to peel away, a hard glue will fail miserably. A hard glue fails molecule by molecule, and the peel just keeps on getting worse. The springy contact cements that they sell for this kind of gluing put up a better fight by spreading the stress along the fault line, letting a lot of molecules resist the stress together. Well, Pieces, I hope this fixes your teapot.